Hey guys, welcome to Marcus Loves Movies. My name is Marcus Lee and welcome to my Ozark Season 4 Part 1 review. Netflix have blessed us with 7 episodes and we're going to get Part 2 and another 7 episodes at some stage later in the year. But I have been waiting 2 years for Part 4 since I finished Season 3 and we had this amazing cliffhanger. I'm going to be honest, I love Ozark. I've loved the 3 seasons of Ozark, so I was really excited about a brand new season. So if this review comes off as slightly biased, I don't apologize. I enjoyed the show and I recommend it. If you haven't seen it already, and I'm assuming that if you come into this review and it's a season 4 review, that you've already watched the first 3 seasons, but because I like to do spoiler-free reviews, I'm gonna keep this review as spoiler-free as possible. So if you haven't seen it, go back and watch the first 3 seasons as well. Hurry up and then come back and watch this and you'll fully appreciate it. But I'll keep it as spoiler-free as possible. So what is happening in season 4? So the Byrde family are still money laundering. They are finding themselves falling deeper and deeper into trouble. They are in bed now with the Navarro drug cartel, a situation that they do not want to be in. And I suppose this season is about how can they dig themselves out of it. As well as Omar Navarro, who's the head of that family, we're also introduced to his nephew Javi, who looks like he's going to be a nasty piece of work and he's going to create a whole new set of problems for them. The family's also dealing with some grief, which goes back to events from previous seasons. So the family's dealing with that, but their son Jonah has been hit the hardest by that, and he's going to, turn against his family in this season because he's just not getting on with everybody. We've still got the Byrde family who are dealing with everything in the Ozark. So they're dealing with Darlene, who's a massive problem. They're dealing with Ruth Langmore, who used to work for them, but now they've fallen out. So Ruth Langmore has gone and joined forces with Darlene. Darlene's dating a man who is much younger than her called Wyatt. Then there's the FBI who are involved. There's an agent called Maya who Martin and Wendy are working with to try broker a deal where they can where they can just be freed from all of the drama that they're going through. But then there's also a private investigator who's sniffing around, who wants to know about people who don't appear to be around anymore, and he's asking the Byrde family what they know. There are a lot of problems. When you're talking about 99 problems, these guys literally have 1,099 problems. So this is all going on. If you ever think you're having a bad day, just check out what the Byrde family are going through. Like I said at the start, I absolutely love this show and I feel like it just keeps getting better and better. I never quite know where this story is going to go next. I can't guess what is going to happen. I can't predict it, and it often takes me by surprise, and that's a credit to the writers. I love these characters. Well, I actually hate some of these characters, but I think they are so well crafted and well written, really engaging, really interesting. And again, credit to the writers for making these characters amazing and watchable. I think the cinematography is fantastic. There's some beautiful shots, some, widescreen shots of landscapes. It's really good. I like the mood of this. I like the fact that occasionally we've got a hip hop edge to the soundtrack in songs that pop up in the middle of the show and in the end credits. I love all of that stuff. There is so much to love about the show. This is a dark show. I'll admit, this is dark, and I've spoken to some family members about Ozark and they say, it's a bit too dark for me to watch. And it is a dark show, but it's watchable. I don't think you're going to go to bed watching the show and have nightmares or bad dreams or even an ill feeling in your stomach. I just think it's dark, but it's so good. One of the good things about the storytelling in this show is that there are rarely moments when I roll my eyes. And let me explain that. Sometimes you're watching a show or a movie and you see a character doing something stupid and you think, oh, that is so unbelievable, or that is so unrealistic, or oh gosh, how dumb is that character, or gosh, this story is going in a really stupid place. Now, characters do make questionable decisions in this, but you understand where the characters are coming from, or you understand that the character has a lack of intelligence. It's not just like a bad horror movie where someone just decides to go off in a dark corner by themselves when a killer's on the loose. It's not that kind of stuff. Characters make decisions and you understand why characters make these decisions times when one character decides that he wants to spend time with another person, even though it's a foolish decision, you understand why he wants to do it. You understand that characters are lonely or looking for love or looking for acceptance. So that's testament to good writing. So I never had that eye roll moment in this show because I think it's so grounded in realism that although it's a work of fiction, you could imagine this really happening. Now, whilst I'm praising the storytelling, I must admit, maybe this is just me, I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but towards the back end of these 7 episodes, maybe around 4 and 5, maybe 6, there were a few times when I was getting a little bit lost and a little bit confused about certain elements of the story. So there are people double crossing each other, and there were times when I was thinking who's working with who's on the same side, even with the Navarro family, with Omar and Javi, you know, they are both in a dire situation. They both could die at any moment. And there are times when I was thinking, are they working together? Are they working against each other? Are they working with the FBI? Are they working with Marty and Wendy? Are they against Marty and Wendy? What is the deal? So sometimes that was a little bit confusing. However, maybe that is part of the story, that this world is confusing, that you're never sure who is working with who, and allegiances can change from day to day. So one minor criticism, I still think the story was engaging and interesting, and if I went back to watch it again, it might be a little bit clearer, but there were a few moments when I was like, oh, I'm not quite sure what's happening there. I've got to give props to Jason Bateman, who plays Marty Byrde in this. As an actor, Bateman's known for, you know, playing it straight, you know, everyday characters. I can't think of many TV shows or films that he's been in where he's played these crazy, wacky characters. He plays an everyman, someone that most of us can relate to when he often finds himself in situations where he's like, I'm a normal guy. How do I get out of this? How do I fix this? And I think he does it best here in Ozark because he finds himself in all of these dark scenarios, but he's got to figure out a way out of it. And he's not an action guy. He's not someone who's going to pull out a gun and point it at someone. He's not a guy who's going to fight it out with his fists. He's not an amazing guy who you think, yeah, that's the guy who will save the day. He's one of us. If he gets in a fist fight, he's probably going to lose. He's going to get a beat down. If someone points a gun in his face, he's going to be nervous and worried about it. And we see that in season 4, but I just think he plays it so well. And then I also got to give props to Linney, who is fantastic as Wendy Byrde. As a character, Wendy, she's gone on such a journey from season 1 where we knew she was this intelligent person. We knew that she was destined for greater things in terms of her career and her aspirations, and she's found herself in this dark situation as well. But it's almost like she's embraced it more so than Marty, and she's done and, you know, started some dark things, all for the sake of protecting her family. But she's a dark character. In fact, she has a bit of a Walter White moment in this. And for you Breaking Bad fans, well, we're all Breaking Bad fans, I hope, you know, that moment when Walter looked at whether I allow someone to live or die, can I help them? You know, Wendy has a moment of sorts like that in this where you're thinking, oh my gosh, she's gone there. And one thing I always thought about the show Ozark from the beginning and thinking about the Byrde family is, are they going to have a time when they go full Heisenberg, where we saw Walter White, who started as this nice guy in season 1, and by season 5, you're thinking, oh, I hate this guy. I always thought, are we going to see this with the Byrde family, with Marty? Is he going to go from being a nice guy to turning into this really horrible dude? Well, I'll let you watch and decide. What I like about how, you know, Jason Bateman plays it is, he just plays it so calm and so casual. He's having a conversation with someone about something that is very dodgy, but he plays it safe. He says to the person, look, we're talking about something and we can talk more, but I can stop talking at any time. And he does it without shouting. He does it without swearing at them. it just plays it so cool. So I really like that about this show. I think every character gets a moment to shine and show what they have to contribute to the show. When I think about the kids are great in this. We've got Charlotte and Jonah, who have really had to grow. They've had to grow up so quickly. And thinking about Charlotte is probably one of the most likable characters in this entire show. She's there to try look out for mum and dad and also her younger brother, Jonah. And she's really nice, but even she has a moment where she's talking to another friend and she's talking in a way where you're thinking, oh my gosh, Charlotte, you have some dark thoughts of your own, where she says to someone else, look, listen, be careful. And I don't know how else to say this, but your life could be at risk, so watch what you do. And she just says it in such a way which is so cool, so calm and collected. Now, before I talk about Jonah, another character which I've got a slight question mark over is the character of Frank Jr., who's played by Joseph Sikora. Now, Joseph Sikora, we know from the show Power, where he plays Tommy, this big in the game drug dealer. And in Power, he's a strong character. He takes no prisoners. You don't mess with him. And that's who we see Joseph Sikora as. So when we come to Ozark and we see him as this wet blanket, a guy who's a bit like, he'll flinch and he'll say, I'm 40 years old, I deserve respect. And we see him with a walking stick for reasons which I won't explain. It's hard to truly believe in this character. We're so used to seeing him. If you've seen Power, you see him as this strong guy, and in this he's just weak. If you haven't seen Power, then you've got no connection in this. But yeah, just that character for me, I was a bit like that. And just to wrap up talking about the characters, like I said, there are lots of characters which are dislikable. There are some real antagonists in this where you're thinking, oh, you are horrendous. I do not like you. Oh, I hope you catch a bullet as soon as possible. But I got to admit, the most dislikable character for me in this entire show, this season, not talking about other seasons, but this season, is Jonah. Now, Jonah is the son in the Byrde family, and he's gone through some things. So I try to understand what he's gone through because, like I said, he's had to grow really quickly. He's been through a lot. But he's turning against his family, and he's throwing massive spanners in the works of their attempts to get out of this horrible life, to get out of the Ozarks, to get to safety. And because he's angry with mum and dad, he keeps on messing things up. So he was annoying me a little bit. And yeah, it's just teenagers there. Teenagers. So to summarize, I really enjoyed season 4, part 1 of Ozark, and I'm looking forward to part 2. Thinking back to season 3, now it's a full 2 years since I watched season 3, so I probably could have done with having a bit of a refresher, but I've got memories of season 3 being absolutely fantastic. Like I said, it ended on such a fantastic cliffhanger. And season 3, if I'm trying to compare it to season 4, maybe season 3 was slightly better. I'm trying to think. I need to watch it again. Season 3 was fantastic. And season 4 is really, really good as well. Maybe it's because we've only got 7 episodes to judge it. And we know we've got another 7 that are still to come. But yeah, season 4, absolutely fantastic. Like I say, a couple of moments where I got a tiny bit lost, just, moments here and there, a little bit confused with what was going on because there was a lot that was happening. But season 4 is absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait for part 2. So my official Marcus Loves Movies rating for Ozark season 4 part 1 is, drumroll, 4.5 stars. So here's your chance to let me know what you thought of Ozark season 4 part 1. Are you loving it, loving it, loving it? Are you disliking it, disliking it, disliking it? Why are you disliking it? Why are you loving it? What do you think is great about the show, or what do you think the show could have done better? I would love to know what you think. So please leave a comment in the comment section. Whilst you're here, give this video a like. I would really appreciate that. And YouTube likes it when you like videos. It's likely to show it to more people. And if you like reviews like this one, if you like trailer reactions, if you like film discussion, all that good stuff, can I encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and to hit the notification bell as well? I would really appreciate your support. So thanks in advance for doing that. Guys, thanks for watching this review. Please stay tuned for the next video review that I do, and I will see you again soon. So until then, take care of yourselves, and thanks for watching.